It's time for the One Bar and Lupagus Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus. That hasn't changed. Today, we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. If they knew during the draft what they know now, that Dalvin Cook would indeed hold out, would they or should they have taken a running back early in the draft, or at any point, actually? So before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like our vids. Again, basically we're shitting out Viking content every single day, relieving ourselves from all the pent-up purple that is inside us. All right, so let's talk about it. Minnesota Vikings, would their draft strategy have changed? Would there have been better options on the board at running back than the positions they ended up taking? So let's take a quick gander at that after taking my quick sip here of this delicious spotted cow. It's not available in Minnesota, but you gotta go into Wisconsin and enemy territory to get this delicious brew, and it's worth it, let me tell you. All right, so round one. Obviously, the Vikings weren't going to take a running back at pick 23. Justin Jefferson was there, and they made the right choice. At pick 30, every single running back was available at that point, and the Vikings went with cornerback Jeff Gladney, filled a huge need there. Will this be what they end up regretting? They had guys like DeAndre Swift on the board. Clyde Edwards-Helaire actually went a pick late, or 2 picks later to the Kansas City Chiefs, and Jonathan Taylor was also on the board, the big, powerful, bruising back with the great speed. I'm still sticking with Jeff Gladney was the right pick at this point. I mean, halfway through the season, we might think of something different if Gladney struggles, and Cook is having an extended holdout. That opinion might change, but right now, no way in hell. I'm sticking with our boy Jeff Gladney. Again, Swift ended up in Detroit, so we'll see plenty of him this year. Know what we missed out there. Edwards-Helaire is going to a great situation in Kansas City. He's going to, catch a ton of balls, be an explosive weapon on the backfield for them. And then Jonathan Taylor, I think he ended up with the Colts. We have Alexander Madison. Not one of these players can be better than him in year one, so not worried about missing out on those guys at this point. Round two, Vikings ended up taking Ezra Cleveland. We could have had who the Packers took, A.J. Dillon, or the Bills' pick of Zach Moss. We ended up going a little bit later in round 3. No way the Vikings would not have reached on A.J. Dillon. That was a horrible pick. I rather would have had Tom Dillon. And then Zach Moss, no way. Again, not going to happen. Vikings would not have changed what they did. And then round 3, we ended up with Cam Dantzler with our first pick in round 3. Then we traded out. The Saints gave us their entire draft to get Adam Troutman, that tight end. The one guy who would have been a little bit intriguing, if they would have, they probably wouldn't have got him, but they could have took him with the Cam Dantzler pick. Would have been Darrington Evans, the running back from Appalachian State. Great speed, kick return ability, kind of a home run threat. He would have made some sense. He would have maybe not added, but restored some of the explosiveness out of the backfield that Dalvin Cook, the Vikings will be losing with Dalvin Cook holding out. So he would have made some sense. The Vikings did show interest in him. But again, I'm liking Cam Dantzler, and they traded down. They got plenty of picks for that, so that made sense too. Josh Kelly was another guy they could have got there. Round 4, the Vikings went all defense, and with the options that were here at running back, LaMichael Pirine, Anthony McFarland, DJ Dallas are some guys that went off the board here. I don't think so. I don't think the Vikings would have done anything different, knowing what they know now. Again, they have Alexander Madison. They have Mike Boone. Worst case, you can plug Amir Abdullah in if you have to. So I don't think the Vikings are regretting anything they did in the draft. They would not have changed any of these picks. Maybe we'll revisit this at about mid-season next year and just see if we feel the same way, but no way. Vikings would not have taken a running back. I'm sticking firm to this. They did the right thing. They stuck to their guns. They took what they needed, and they had to know this was a situation that could have come up, which just shows you how good they feel with Madison, with Boone, with Abdullah, with Ham filling in. So, yeah, I'm not really sad about missing out on any of these guys. Again, we'll revisit it, but at this point, I feel great about what the Vikings did, and they should too.